to another episode of Eden's. As you can see, as the moon rises, I've been doing a little bit of work back there. You may remember at the end of the last episode, I said that I was going to get this side of the perimeter done, the final side of the perimeter done. And I I came really close. We'll head over to the edge and take a look. As you can see here, it's basically done, but there's the couple of blocks like along the edge. I still need to get all of them. It's just one of those things where it takes a little bit of time, and I lost the one that I was going for. Dang it. So I'll I will get this done eventually. It's one of those projects that, as I'm doing work building the World Eater, I'll just come down here and take a couple off one at a time. There's not that many of them, so it won't take me that long, and I've already taken quite a few off. But we are going to be using what I would consider to be the old World Eater designs. So in recent years, there's been a couple of what we'll call like not necessarily breakthroughs, but people have made World Eaters better and easier to use. And whenever I designed this World Eater like it must have been early on at the beginning of whenever I had this world, and so I used the old World Eater design, and I mean it's still fine, it's still going to work, but there's a couple of quality of life things that are a little bit different, and if we ever do a World Eater again, I'm going to definitely use the new design. So, what is the plan for today? Where does all of that lead? Plan is the primary goal is to set up and get ready to run the World Eater and build the World Eater. So that means I need to put the Lightmatic up onto this world, set it up in the right place. Position is very important, as you can well imagine. But then also, I need to gather all the materials for it. And I think I have enough materials at the base. Um, I don't believe that I'm going to run out, but there is a small possibility that I've underestimated the amount of redstone that I'm going to need. And if I run out of redstone, I do not have a redstone. You remember the raid farm now broken version of it. And so if I want to any sort of red, I either have to do like single use raids at the raid farm, which it could work, but it would probably be pretty slow. Or I'd have to go and set up a like temporary witch farm. The plan, I think there's a double witch hut within, I think it's like 50,000 blocks, so not super far. And I think the plan of really is to set up a double witch hut um, looting farm there at some point. That's gonna have to be way off in the future. That's not a project for any time. And so I'd have to set up a single witch hut farm that's close by. Well, I could do that. I don't really want to. It would be a lot of work. So hopefully I have enough redstone. But then also, we should have enough slime. We should have enough rails. But just the transport of items, the amount of items is a little bit different. So that's where that leaves us for today. But I do want to go and show you some progress that I have gotten done on our content crafter. Been working on that a little bit, and I want to show you what I've been doing redstone. Have anything here in Eden's realm yet, but hopefully soon, maybe this episode, that done. And this is what I've been up to. So I've mapped everything out. We have gravel input boxes over here. So this is just shulker boxes full of gravel. This is pretty easy for me to get. And then right over here, shulker boxes full of sand. And now we're doing it this way. And you remember from last episode, what that means is that I've decided to go for the method where we are going to do one system and not do a mix of systems. So we could do one system where we pump in every single die that we need into here, or we could have multiple different systems where we just already have the dies preloaded. And I decided to go for this system mostly just because the amount of shulker boxes that we would need if we tried to do all 16 different colors separately would be a lot. I have a lot of shulker boxes, but I don't really want to use that many. It would be an upwards of thousands of shulker boxes. So this way, we're limited to a couple hundred at most, and it fixes all of our problems. But that does mean we have one new problem, and that is we need to figure out how to get the exact amount of die out of a system into there. Oh, that was not intentional. Okay, fixed it. And honestly, it's pretty simple. So you could try and read out the different values from comparator and use a whole system, but the easiest method is to just use an etho hopper clock. So if you put the number of items that you want in the hopper clock, every time all of the items, this amount of items right here, will end up in this chest. So they're going to end up from here into this chest. Straight up. So it'll happen fast. You'll see we're going to get exactly 216 items, which is 3 stacks and 24. And that's the same amount that's in these hoppers over here. And just like that, it's all done. So this is really nice, very simple. The one problem that I've not been able to figure out our fix for yet, I don't name still, is I don't know how we're going to do a queuing system. So if I say I want to make 5 different boxes of white concrete and then 3 boxes of blue concrete, I don't know how we're going to do that, because as of right now, this would just dispense a one type of die into here, which that's really good, that's what we want, but there needs to be a way for us to select the type of die we want and to queue multiple in a row. So if I want to select 5 different shulker boxes of concrete powder with 5 different colors, there needs to be a good way for us to do that. So for what we're going to be doing next, there's a little bit of stuff we need to look at here. So this is the main area of the world that I play in. Obviously, this is the Mushroom Island here. All the way down here is where I used to go and get ice. The raid farm was right over here. I used to fly all the way down here to get ice. This is the closest ice portion that we have. But this is where I spend the most of my time. And if we go ahead and look in here, we can take a look, see how big the perimeter is. It's a mid-size one. Could be a whole lot bigger for sure, but it's our spawn chunk size, which is what we need. But what we're looking for here is kind of where we have unexplored terrain and where stuff is close by. So I would like to go visit some trial chambers, but I need to be smart about how I do it, because I don't want to load a bunch of area that I don't need to load. So like I could go off in this direction down here. I know that there's trial chambers down in this region, but this is a nice area that's super close by that I haven't played in a lot. And if we get a big update sometime, which we got I forget what it was. The newest update that added ghasts. We got that. If I wanted to go down here for something new, I could. I don't really have any interest, and I'm actually still playing in 1.21.4. Yeah, I know it's been a while. I still haven't visited Trial Ruins, or Trial Chambers. There's also Trail Ruins. But I went up here like 2-3 months ago, and that was back in 1.21.4. And I think if I go up there again, I should be able to find some trail ruins up there, or trial chambers. I'm gonna get this wrong all the time. And it's a little bit far away. It's farther than I'd like, but I think since I've already had this loaded, that's where we're going to go. But I do like to show this to you guys every once in a while. I use MCA selector to just look at all the stuff. It gives a nice overview of everything. I haven't ever trimmed any chunks in this world, I don't think. But if I ever do, I'll be sure to inform you guys and tell you what I've done, because that's obviously a big decision, right? But we're gonna go up here. I think there's some trial chambers. I got it right. Some trial chambers up there, and we'll see what they are, because I actually have not been in one yet. It's actually not too far away. It's only like 2 rocket boosts away. So it should be right around in here somewhere. If I go ahead and dig down, we'll find out. Oh, look at that. So is this a loot one? I have no idea. Oh, it's spawning things. Okay, well, I kind of got thrown into this. I was not expecting this. As in many things, it's all pretty straightforward with the gear. I tend to not die at all. And baked potatoes, wow. Oh, hello. Oh, what do we get? Ah, we got a key. So this one looks like it takes a key. Yeah, sure enough. Oh. That was anticlimactic, okay. Oh, full emerald block. Wow. Oh, we actually got some wind charges. And yeah, there doesn't seem to be tons of like loot. There's just lots of these trial areas you can put your keys in. Does not seem to be a super complex deal. There might be even more. I haven't looked with free cam yet, but I know I've mapped out this room. I've also done these rooms over here, but it looks like there's a whole nother set of rooms above me, and then that's it. So there's not a ton of rooms in the trial chambers, but there seems to be, I mean, there's a fair number, right? There's no, it's not a small structure. This is a really big structure, undoubtedly. It's not my type of thing, but I think it is good for the people who enjoy this sort of thing. I ended up exploring the rest of that trial chamber, and it took me quite a while, so I decided not to show any of it on video, but I actually kind of enjoyed myself. It was nice to just do something a little bit different. It's definitely not my sort of thing, but I think they did a really good job with it. I found myself enjoying it more than I expected. So I suppose that's a win. But I've also been doing some thinking, and I tend to travel a lot in this world. So I'm often going to spawn and then coming back here, going all the way out to my slime farm, all the way to my copper farm, and that's a long way to travel. That's about probably on average a couple thousand blocks. And so I'd prefer not to have to do that all the time. One of the best ways to not have to travel is by using enderpearls. So you may recall enderpearl stasis chambers. I've used these to load places in the world, but obviously they can also be used to teleport players. And if you have a redstone system assigned to it, it's really easy to set it up and then have it teleport you back. Now, this isn't super useful because this requires you to have a time to come back at a specific time. If you wanted to do something more fancy, you'd have to be able to trigger it from a distance. And there is a way to do that. It was invented by Name years ago, and I'm gonna have to take a look into that because it seems pretty interesting. I remember watching a video on it. I think it was like in 1.18 or something, and we'll have to see because I don't know if it still works today. I'll want to double check and make sure it works in 1.21.7. But also, there's a couple of complications with it. So that's one more thing that I need to look for in the coming future. I have a lot of projects on my hands, a lot of things that I need to do. But I also, whenever I was working on the perimeter, started adding to my collection of boxes in my ender chest. One of them is a rail box, so this is for moving mobs. Nice and simple, lots of glass, lots of rails, and then some power for them. I thought this was really useful to have. I used it to move the villagers from our iron farm, and then also I made a bunch of lucky pickaxes. So I used all of these for breaking deep slate, and hopefully I won't have to do that much mining ever again, but if I need pickaxes, I have them now. I think, though, that is where we are going to wrap up for today. I know I didn't get a ton done today. We just kind of started a whole lot more projects, more things for me to do in this world. But hopefully it gives us a map for the future, and we have projects that we can be working on, and I won't get burnt out, because I was starting to get burnt out a little bit on the World Eater, and I knew if I had just tried to finish it all and like start building the World Eater even in this episode, it would not have gone well. I probably would have taken a couple more weeks to get this video out. And I have other stuff I want to do. I'm also going to be playing over on the Fellowcraft SMP with a couple of my other Christian content creator friends. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Maybe a video about it here or there. Probably is going to be focused completely still on Eden's Realm, but I have some ideas for Fellowcraft that will be interesting because there's a lot of things in this game that I don't do that I can probably do on that SMP. Like, for instance, I don't normally build a specific way to get myself diamonds on a single player world because, well, I don't really have a use for them, but over there, I can actually use them to barter with people. So you may see me doing some interesting projects. It won't just be a repeat of me building farms like I would here on Eden's Realm. So thank you very much for watching today. It's been a blast as always. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next episode. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.